Awesome Dave. Another exciting upgrade I wanted to do was protect this rear area. This is a heavy, big machine. Sometimes you can't see the best with it, and there's possibilities of backing into something. Well, Armordillo Guard makes a rear bumper for this thing that we can bolt on here to make a serious upgrade. So thankfully, on the SVL97-3, you can easily open this for accessibility. So that gives us an option to get in here to be able to bolt this piece back in place. So it's going to make a serious nice upgrade to be able to put this thing in place. Let me grab it and let's get started. All right, this is a rear bumper for the SVL97-3. Shipping weight was 110 pounds, so you better have some help to put it on. Let's get started. All right, so when you open the back of the SVL97-3 and take them bolts out, like I said, it's got that lip to make it where you can put it in. However, it's probably not going to be the easiest thing to put on and may require me to use a jack. I did bring one just in case, but we're going to see. Whew. Let's cut that. We're going to use a jack. All right, well, due to the weight and safety of this thing, definitely use a floor jack or some help. I think that thing could hurt you pretty bad if it falls on you. So let's try it this way. We're going to get this thing slid back and put on top of this jack. There we go. Not even sure that's a good idea, but let's slide it back. That's a bad idea. So let's bring it down. So definitely, if you're going to use a floor jack, be very careful. This thing is not light, and I feel if you're not careful, this could hurt you. So like I said, it's got this lip, and I don't know if I'm going to have to unbolt this a little bit to give it some play, but this lip it will slide onto here and give stability, and then you bolt it in. So and it's going to bolt in from underneath, and that lip's going to go over the top. Kind of how that sits right there. So I believe it's going to have to unbolt on that piece a little bit to give it some slack to go over the top of that. So yeah, I'm pretty sure it's going to have to. So let's see. Yep. So good lesson learned. You're going to have to unbolt that center piece real quick to get that in there. That is not going to go that way, so that's all right. Let's lower it down, roll it over. Now, I wouldn't take them bolts all the way loose, of course, but you're going to take them part of the way loose. So let's get that started just a second. All right, we're going to go back to doing that again, but just as a lesson learned, you do need to take, I took a 15/16 wrench and loosened this top plate some to make it have some slack so it can go up over the top of this. So now we're going to get that back up there and actually get it hooked on. Like I said, I really don't think this is a one-person job, but guess what? It is today. So I don't recommend it. Get you plenty of slack in these bolts. And you can open this plate. There we go. So you can open that plate enough to get it started. And then you can shift it over and get the big bolts in it. So it's got these gigantic bolts that go in this thing once you center it up. If the floor jack would allow it to slide, which it may not. So we may have to slide the whole jack over. Obviously don't let it fall on you. There we go. Don't let it come off the piece, but we'll get it started and start lining it up on the other side. So then we'll get the other side started in there and start locking this thing down, and that's going to give some serious structure to the bottom of that. Thankfully, it just bolts into the factory tie-down positions, so you won't have any major problems, and nothing drilling, nothing like that. So now we can remove that, and then we get your outside bolts started in position, then be able to tighten that one back up, be good to go. Like I said, these are 15/16 here. The big ones, I used a crescent wrench and a 1.5 inches on there. So it's a pretty substantial bolt to go on top of there. So let's get that started. These are serious bolts on this thing too. So once we get each side locked in place, I may not be able to do that with the tools I have here, but this is our vent for our def tank. What I'm going to do is go ahead and take this out of the way real quick. Then I can get my socket on side of here. Not sure what size that is, but we'll get it taken off here in just a second. And that'll give me enough room to work in there with the tools that I got set in place. So probably going to go with this 9/16 right here, most likely. We are not doing that one. I'm going to go with this 1/2 inch. All right, to continue on with our rear bumper, got my thing I needed. Trailer hitch receiver, we're going to bolt to it. That way when I'm around here I can hook a trailer to it and move stuff, or if I'm out somewhere and I just absolutely have to, we've got the hitch. And it's just going to bolt onto longer hardware to go right up under here to remove that plate. So let's get started on that. We've already got these loose from installing the bumper. Now the bumper's held on by the 2 big pieces, but it does sandwich and wedge here, so it's extremely important. So we'll take that out, and then should just have longer hardware here. We're going to install them. I'll verify that. Say that. Let's see. It may be the same. It is just a touch longer. Just a touch longer. So that's all right. So let's put those to the side. Keep up with our new hardware. That way we can get this piece bolted underneath and clamped down. So I'm sorry if the audio is a little bit different. The camera recorder for the audio just decided to give up on us on a long day. That's okay. That's part of it. It's just part of it. Alright, so that allows that wedge plate to be totally loose. But we're going to leave that, obviously, there, because that sandwiches on top of there. So we're going to take the longer bolts and come down through our receiver plate.